What's going on, gamers? Man, I don't know what it is with Sony lately, more than anyone, when it just comes to ridiculous publishing behavior. And now we can see why the Helldivers devs said what they said recently. You didn't know about that. They want to break away with from them and do their own game. And we know what happened, right? The reason why. So, are we ready for this? So let's go to the Stellar Blade devs who decided to partner with Sony. We are closely discussing the region lock. Stop right there. I thought we were past this. Region lock issue with the publisher. Sony Interactive Entertainment. Do we see that? With the publisher and are doing our best to resolve most of it as soon as possible. You are, but the publisher's the one that did that, so you have to deal with it just like the Helldivers devs had to, right? Region lock, publisher, Sony Interactive Entertainment again. This dumb behavior. Here it is again. What are we doing here? As shown in the test chart below, the DRM, I told you this is everywhere. It started with Microsoft, has been hard tuned to maintain the same average frame rate with even higher minimum frames in some cases. Mods are fully supported without any restrictions. Yeah, get ready for hentai mania. PSN connecting entirely optional and never required. Mhm. But we're going to get to the region lock stuff. Both the PC and PlayStation 5 versions offer the same content. We will make sure that early buyers are never at a disadvantage through future updates. We will keep you updated as soon as we have more to share. And going over here, you could see there's a performance check right here, right? Average frame rate, minimum frame rate 1%. Get the idea here, right? Performance check. And then if you go over here, it's going to let you know what you need to run this pretty much at max settings. Honestly, that's not too bad. Only a 3080 or a 7900 XT for like, max settings. Okay, 75 gigabytes. I platinum this game on PlayStation, by the way. Incredible. I'm pissed to see that they have to deal with this type of crap. Oh, Grum said something. Let's see what he says here. I appreciate the transparency. Easy win here would be to drop Denuvo. Oh yeah, they are using Denuvo. Yeah. Why? It's stupid. Even if you tuned it, people hate it with a passion. There's no proof that Denuvo increases sales when you have a great game already. Look at Expedition 33, which is selling like crazy without Denuvo on PC. You have a great game, so just drop Denuvo and you will see gamers reward that. In a way, he's right. I mean, but a lot of people could have said that, yeah, Denuvo needs to go. Here we go again, Denuvo again. Denuvo will decrease your sales. Denuvo cost you 25,000 a month in the activation fee. Literally, your company will lose money with this. Here's a list of issues Denuvo can cause. Incompatible with older hardware, activation issues, requiring constant internet, FPS drops, increased loading times, system crashes, game save corruption risk, CPU usage overload from the encryption, block and mod support, delayed patches, fix updates, no video game preservation, limited activations, causes more wear in your storage drives, increases power consumption, conflicts with other background causing incompatibility. And I think this goes back to the relationship between Sony and Stellar Blade. Sony's trying to do this so that people can't pirate the game. This DRM stuff. And this region-like behavior is just stupid. That's once again on Sony's end. It's like, you think about somebody makes a good game, they're doing everything good. All you have to do is don't do nothing stupid. But here they go again with this anti-consumer behavior. Region lock is dumb. Literally makes no sense. So we have an article over here that's going to explain some more things. Are we ready for this? We are doing our best to resolve most of it. Stellar Blade's PC release will be restricted in 130 countries as the devs fight. Keyword. Supposed to be working together. to have it lifted. PlayStation is at it again. Sony's at it again. Guys, 130. When was the last time we seen this happen? This is what Helldivers, right? And they're doing this before they launched the game. What in the world? Why are we doing this type of behavior, Sony? You see what I mean? But you're supposed to have new leadership here, and this type of behavior is going on? This doesn't make any sense to me. Their track record's insane lately of negative behavior. Ahead of Stellar Blade's PC release in June, players have been greeted with the dreaded yet expected message. Some people won't have access to the PC release as it's region locked in 130 countries. And everybody has PCs, you know what I mean, all over the world, laptops or whatever. The full list of countries that won't have access to Celebrate's PC can be found in Steam database for 6 countries. Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Philippines, Russia, Federation, and Vietnam have no price set, while all the other countries outright prevent the game from being activated or purchased. Yeah, they're locking it off. That's a lock. I thought you would discuss something like this with your developer. See, this is why we're going to get to this in a second. The Helldivers 2 devs said what they said. We want to publish our own game. I wonder why they said that. This list also includes 3 unknown country codes, AN, FX, and XD. AN stands for Netherlands, Antilles, but Dutch players can simply use their Netherlands accounts to purchase the game, while FX represents the Metropolitan, France, and XD is for Dubai. But again, players can just use their French accounts or UAE accounts, respectively. Yeah, but why would you have to do that? The list of country lines up with PlayStation Network availability despite the developer shift. Ponies sit down. Up previously saying in a social media post that PSN connecting is entirely optional and never required. But why is there region locks then? That's not making any sense. That's contradictory. But this wouldn't be the first time a game is restricted by PSN despite not actually requiring its use. Earlier this year, interesting, PlayStation added a PSN restriction to Horizon Forbidden West, a single player game. Why? 10 minutes after its release, despite the game having no internet connection requirements. PSN requirements are pretty controversial among the gaming community, definitely in the PC world. The relationship is too shaky. It properly kicked off back when Sony forced it on Helldivers 2, and in response, players review bombed the game. Leaving our 200,000 negative reviews. Oh, leaving over 200,000 negative reviews. 200,000 people actively did that time. Since then, Sony has tagged a PSN requirement onto all its PC releases like God of War Ragnarok, and then got review bombed too. That's fucking funny, man. Children are everywhere, but both are just being immature. But I can understand why they would do that towards Helldivers 2 to prevent that behavior, and it worked. So in that sense, I can't get mad at them. Yeah, if it works, then yeah, man, because it's against anti-consumer behavior. But though there is a childish rant in that too, but it's still funny though. But hey, it works. So needless to say, it's not a very popular practice. So why won't Sony let it go? Despite saying that PSN accounts will be optional for players to use, this only applies to those in countries where PSN accounts are available. PCG's Harley Randall has previously explained all the reasons why this is the case, but in short, it's likely due to exchange rates. If a game is much cheaper in one country than another, there's more of a chance of key resellers taking advantage of the price difference and selling cheaper keys on the gray market. Well, they're right about that. Regardless of the reasons behind it, it's still an annoying practice and one that the developers are going to try to fight against. We are closely discussing the region lock issue with the publisher. Why not just say Sony? Everybody knows who the publisher is. And we are doing our best to resolve most of it as soon as possible, Shipped Up says in a social media post. It seemingly took a lot of haggling for just a PSN requirement to be removed from Helldivers 2, so there's no telling whether the Stellar Blade devs will be able to pull this off, but it's definitely worth a try. So yeah, Sony, who didn't develop the game, gets to decide whether it gets crapped on or not, and they get to control it. And the devs have to fight against Sony to get them to reason to open up to whatever potential profit they can make, because it's just still like, their first big game, and they're not trying to mess up the PC version, which can be more hentai mod oriented. But yeah, once again, You see what I mean about these publishers? Don't attack Shift Up. They have nothing to do with this. They're trying to do the right thing here. But there goes Sony again being morons. And they don't even, like, it just annoys me because they shouldn't be able to do this. They should be able to make whatever decision they want independently. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. I'm telling you, this game is amazing. I have the platinum on it. I beat it multiple times. I did everything. I got 100%, all outfits, everything. Oh, yeah, we did that. Amazing game. So if you guys like games like Nier Automata, I'm telling you, this game holds up well. Do not miss it. All right, y'all. Peace. Have a great day. Ponies. All right, a few more seconds. Just gonna have to accept it. You're gonna have to sit down and you're gonna have to tell yourself and look in the mirror and said, yeah, you know what? As I'm looking in the mirror, Sony, you do suck sometimes. Let's just say that and be honest with ourselves. No rainbows. Reality. All right, y'all. Peace.